what's going on. I was just sitting here and I was seeing this freaking this video where this dude's got this dude on there, and the dude is just draped in pink. I mean, okay, not that I'm not trying to be a hypocrite now, because I'm all blaked out, right? Does that mean that I'm from the cult of fucking Saturn? You know, some people might say something like that. It's like, look, unintentionally, I may kind of have similarities in the dark freaking hoodie on, but I live in Michigan. It kind of gets cold. I don't like being, I don't know, I'm kind of antisocial. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like I like to be covered. Not like a Muslim woman's ninja suit. But though, you know, I got on a ski mask. You know what I'm saying? Some people might say, oh man, what are you, idolizing terrorists? Nah, man, I fucking hate terrorists. And I hate, like, false religion. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, look, it's the lies behind it, man. It's not the thing itself. But look, there's deceptions encoded in all these kind of sects. This intersectarian, like, setup. But anyway, this dude in this commercial, or in this rap video, it's straight up, it is, I think it's code. It's saying, Pink Boy, you're next. And there was an Illuminati card deck card where this Uncle Sam took off his wig, and he's rolling up his sleeves, and he's got a baseball bat, and it says, Pink Boy, you're next. Like, basically, if you don't go in, whoever dodges the draft, like, look, the good old boy networks, who own the stock in the military-industrial complex that you're actually an agent of, a dog of. I mean, all these lap dogs, that's what they've trained us to be. Sheep, and then lap dogs, which are your thug enforcement agents, your revenue generator types. Anyway, I think the reason this dude was draped in pink, because it's Pink Boy, you're next. People like him, that crowd, who are that kind of like, look, that are entertained by such depraved, like, it's totally Pinocchio Island, like this world we live in, where they try to lure you into this place that you'll become ensnared in bondage to these vices that they try to make look appealing, the smorgasbord of vices, and then you get in trouble. And back in the day, I remember so many people who, in order to avoid their prison sentence or their jail sentence, that the military would come in and they'd be like, your record will be expunged if you just give us 5 years. You know what I'm saying, or whatnot. So these people do work hand in hand. Same thing in the school. You see the people whose grades ain't doing so great, people who don't conform to the norm. They probably have a list that they pass directly off to the military. You know what I'm saying? In the prisons, like, look, if the military don't want them, well, the prisons can have them, and they generate like $50,000 a year, every prisoner. So I mean, for the county, like, but you'll never see the funds because it'll get embezzled and extorted by the city hall before it ever. That's all only people who see it, and who knows how it's spent. It's like, they say on building roads, but all of our roads suck. And as much people in prison and as much wars as there has been, that we should be balling. And all our streets should be gold-plated. But sadly, they're not. They're plated with potholes, okay? So, it's, alright, here's the thing, dude. Right away, the way that I see this thing going with the assassinations of these military leaders, these foreign military leaders, it's like, the bad thing, they're drone kills. It's like, listen, I mean, I'm sure they killed somebody with some drones, but this is reminding me of 9/11 when they found the driver's license of all these so-called terrorists, these alleged terrorists, and in the way that they were showing these guys that they killed is like just like them showing the people on the planes, and it's like a pretext. It's like they had to have a reason why the people are going to attack us, another 9/11. And look, that will pop this thing off. Pink Boy, you're next. Draft, Ww3. And this is part of the Ronald Reagan, before the world can come together to stop the violence with the aliens, the last card that the NASA lady said, basically to stop World War III and initiate the Beast of Revelations. You can see them doing this stuff. Like, look, it's not happening fast enough. So now, look, they've started the time clock. Because, look, now there's going to be a revenge. But the revenge is probably going to be a co-opted agent that the government either has MK Ultra to do, or they're gonna facilitate the person and able to do the event to cover the tracks of this lie here. Because look, weapons of mass destruction, and chemical weapons that they never found, the incubator babies, the guy that was got caught at a movie set where he said he was in Baghdad, and there was like, he had a helmet on and a freaking flak jacket, but it was really in a movie or in a studio at the news. So that look, every war has been started by a false flag. The Gulf of Tonkin, that Jim Morrison's dad was the commander of that, and that's proven that that was faked. That was just a lie to cover the tracks of the agents here who want to go to the overseas and just have a war because they generate money by making tanks, making helicopters, fucking making rocket launchers and gas. Look, it makes the price of gas go up. It makes inflation. Like, it's in the art of war that it costs a nation a lot of money to finance a foreign war. I mean, you're spending 2/3 of all the money is just on getting the guys there with the equipment. And it's like, basically the way it's set up is you actually have to go steal from the people there their crops and their food to feed your own fucking soldiers. And it's pretty effed up. That's why I say lapdog, because these people just do their job. It's just a hustle. They're just getting paid. They're trying to get something. But a lot of these guys come back here, end up homeless, end up shooting themselves from all the MK indoctrination that they received in the Hessian fashion mercenary indoctrination, and the indoctrination into this nationalism, which it's like, I don't know if it's so bad, nationalism in itself, but when your nation becomes like tyrannical, and then you're a nationalist, well, then you're a tyrant, just like you're down with the program, which is just bad for everybody. Because ultimately, these abusers, their soul is going to suffer over their poor choices, dude. And all these, it says, be not deceived. So there's a commandment for us to not let ourselves be deceived. So that's why when I think of incubator babies, chemical weapons, I think of the dancing Israelis. I think of Judy Woods, Where Did the Towers Go? I think of Jesse Ventura, why did they sell all the fucking steel? Like, look, like I said, man, because of the phony drug war, they flipped it to the war on terror, and I was targeted during that era. And then I come to find out it was all a fucking sham. It was just Saturday morning cartoons where I learned how to smoke crack from Nancy Reagan. This is a big, long, co-opted thing, dude. Look, I got these documentaries, dude. Here's 3 documentaries that I bought, and I've been like making people watch them. There's In Lies We Trust. It talks about how the War Biological Division, since it was in the Geneva Convention, it's illegal to use weapons of that sort on other countries, but it's not illegal to use them on your own people. So they turned into the Biological Defense Department, and they made AIDS and cancer with frickin' chicken pus, monkey pus, and then they made up this fake story, and then I got this other one drugs as weapons against us by this guy Josh Potash, man. Freaking, it's pretty interesting, and it shows the 60s and 70s and how this was the drug culture was all co-opted by the military. The military, which was supporting the war industrialists through the war in Vietnam, they also supplied the hippie movement with the acid, and that was to discredit them. Like, look, like the frickin' Grateful Dead is the CIA. Like, for instance, it's in there. Also, the targeting of the civilians here through COINTELPRO and what's the other one, man? There's another one too, man, that's like COINTELPRO, but it's a different agency. But anyway, they target anti-war people, like and then I got Rick Ross, or it's called Freeway, and it's about how the CIA started the crack epidemic, and basically, you know, I grew up. My father was really addicted to crack cocaine. Like, he was so addicted, it totally hijacked him, and he was a lifelong user, man. And I had that chip on my shoulder my entire life, and come to find out now who's really responsible, and it's not just your common level crack dealer, even though he's kind of profiteering from corruption and vices, dude, that are really fucking people's lives generationally. But it's easier to forgive these types by knowing that they were used and abused too, and they were wine and dined and just abandoned, like used and abused and then kicked out of the cart like a prostitute. And it's unfortunately that we gotta live through this sort of thing, and it's a lot of us do anyway. And come to find out, they're going like heroin is killing people right now, dude. And then it's like, I never had a problem with this stuff in the past, but of recent, family members, people close to me, getting hooked and finding them fucking dead on the ground, basically. Fucking, it's not pleasant. And come to find out that fentanyl that's killing everybody was happened during the Boston Marathon, or the Boston riots. 4 pharmacies were hit simultaneously, and some people say it was actually the police that are distributing this stuff. And then there was this war on opium, like at the beginning, and then all of a sudden there's all these deaths right after that. Like, look, it seems like it was. There's Air America, which was they were doing this in Vietnam. They were taking heroin from the Golden Triangle, bringing it back. Now they're out in the Middle East, in Afghanistan, bringing back heroin here. And people around me are dying, and waking up again, and they still can't stop. It's quite unfortunate. It makes you pretty mad. You know, and then I lost my father. He was totally hijacked my whole life to the dope demons. It's very unfortunate. And, you know, and, these people are just exploiters and manipulators and abusers, dude, and liars. The first people cast into the pit are liars and cowards. You know, and it's very cowardly, the way these people have been hypocrites and just lied and said one thing is one thing, but it's actually another. When they're saying we're stopping the bad people, but they are the bad people that are facilitating and enabling and allowing it and profiting from it, dude. And it's just a big cluster F, and it's really tough to come to terms with this, knowing this, having to walk around, and the common man is just totally gamed and doesn't know the difference of what's really going on. Like, they got all these scapegoats to blame, and none of these people are really responsible. They're all just a manipulated, co-opted person by another person, and then that person's got other secret circle types pulling the strings in the background, man. And it's just, it seems like we're just getting gamed big time. It's said that there'll be wars, rumors of wars, because it's a lot of times it's just lies. They're rumors, man. It's gossip, and sometimes it's a straight up false flaggery. And we already got evidence of people duping Delight. All this stuff going on with this Ww3 drone attack.